Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, All Carbs Delicious. Today we're gonna make Belgian waffles, more specifically Liège waffles. Now how does a Liège waffle actually differ from all the other waffles out there? Well, for starters, it is a double-proofed waffle, which means it is made with yeast, preferably fresh yeast, but if you don't have fresh yeast on hand, you can always substitute with dry yeast. This is what I'm gonna do today. I usually don't have fresh yeast at home because of its limited shelf life, and it also smells like hell. So swap one for the other, it's not a big deal. Secondly, Liège waffles are always made with pearl sugar. Now I've been searching everywhere here in Vancouver for pearl sugar, but apparently they just don't carry that in the grocery stores here. So I ended up ordering mine online from Amazon, which was crazy expensive, 24 Canadian dollars for 1 kilogram of sugar. So if there's anyone out there who knows where I can find pearl sugar here in the Vancouver area, cheaper than on Amazon preferably, then please let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. For those who really can't find pearl sugar, I have an alternative for you that I'm gonna show you later on in this video, so stay tuned. As for the recipe that we're gonna use today, it's a slightly adapted version of a recipe from a very famous Belgian chef, Jeroen Meus. Everyone in Belgium knows him from the super popular TV show Dagelijkse Kost, which literally translates to daily food, but it actually means staple food. So Liège waffles are a staple in Belgium, of course, and I chose this recipe because it is very simple yet authentic, and most importantly, tested and approved by yours truly. Now let's get started, shall we? So these are the ingredients that we're gonna need to make 12 Liège waffles. You can also find this list of ingredients in the description below. We're gonna start by adding the yeast into our lukewarm whole milk. If you're using fresh yeast, make sure the temperature of your milk is around 35 degrees Celsius or 95 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you're using dry yeast like I am, then the temperature should be around 43 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's too warm, then you'll likely kill the yeast, and if it's too cold, then the yeast won't work properly. Then you want to whisk the mixture till the yeast is entirely dissolved into the milk. Put it aside for a few minutes until it becomes bubbly and foamy. Meanwhile, add flour, granulated sugar, vanilla sugar, and a pinch of salt in the bowl of your mixer with a dough hook attached. Mix everything till it's evenly combined. Gradually add in all the butter. Make sure to use softened butter and not melted butter, because softened butter creams more easily with the sugar, thus creating a more even distribution of fat in the dough, while melted butter loses its ability to cream and hold air when mixed. Next, gradually add in the bubbly milk mixture in the mixing bowl. Then add the eggs, one by one. Make sure they're at room temperature, because room temperature eggs mix better with the dough, and the dough will also rise more easily. Knead for a few minutes until the dough is silky smooth, about 10 minutes with the mixer, longer by hand. Shape the dough into a ball. Put it back into the mixing bowl. Cover it and let it proof for at least 40 minutes or longer. The longer you let it rest, the more flavor it will develop. Pro tip: put a bowl with hot boiling water next to the dough in the microwave and close the door. This will speed up the proofing time. Take your dough out of the bowl, and I'm gonna divide my dough in 2 equal portions just to show you the difference between how to make it with pearl sugar versus the makeshift alternative if you don't have pearl sugar on hand. So if you're in a pinch, you can always crush some sugar cubes with a meat tenderizer or a rolling pin. Simply put some sugar cubes in a Ziploc bag, wrap a kitchen towel around it, and smash it until you get your desired size. Now we're gonna add the pearl sugar into the dough. I find it easier to first manually fold the pearl sugar into the dough and then using the mixer to mix it evenly because I don't have a cover for my mixing bowl, so my pearl sugar tends to fly around everywhere. But if you have a cover for your mixing bowl, you can go ahead and just put the pearl sugar in the mixing bowl, place your dough on top of it, and let the mixer run for a few minutes until the pearl sugar is evenly distributed in your dough. For those using the makeshift pearl sugar variant, it's basically the same steps but a bit messier. If you want to separate the tiny bits of granulated sugar from the bigger chunks, you can always take a sieve and run your makeshift pearl sugar through it. Next, divide your dough in 12 equal portions. I always like to use my kitchen scale for this and weigh each and every portion out on the gram, as I'm OCD. But you can certainly just eyeball this part. Then cover your dough balls with a kitchen towel and let it rest for about 20 minutes until they feature a soft, pillowy, puffy texture, just like marshmallow. Now all that's left to do is to preheat your waffle iron and start baking. Every waffle iron is different, so experiment with the first batch and start with medium heat and work up if needed. I bake mine on medium-high heat for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. It's better to underbake than to overbake, as you can always add baking time if it's underbaked, but not the other way around, of course. Let the waffles cool off on a cooling rack just a little bit, then gobble up while they're still warm. These babies are at their best when freshly made and served hot. Bon appétit, mes amis! Can't finish them all at once? You can easily store the dough balls in an airtight container in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. Just let them come back to room temperature before you want to bake them. You can also store them in the freezer for up to 3 months. Simply defrost them before baking. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the alarm bell so you get notified whenever a new video is up. Throw a little love to this video by giving it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!